You are looking live at Champion Skating Center in Cromwell, Connecticut, where the New Jersey Bandits U19 girls are getting set to play the second game of their second consecutive doubleheader as they take on the Connecticut Polar Bears. Hey everybody, it's Joe Rizzo bringing you the action on Rizzo Vision. And the voice might sound a little tired because 4 games in 2 days is quite a lot, but that's nothing compared to what the players are doing on the ice as they are getting set to kick it off here. The games have been competitive, the results not what they would have hoped for to this point. A 3-0 defeat and a pair of 3-1 losses. The first on 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time Friday morning. Then each of the 3-1 defeats in each of the last 2 afternoons. Now their first evening game and their first with the black jerseys. So 3 games in the pink. Let's see if changing the jerseys makes a difference. It's black with white numerals and nameplates that have accentuation by what we can call glitter. It's grayish glitter. And it is a broadcaster's dream because it makes the numbers so easy to see. You could spot them from the Hubble telescope if this place didn't have a roof on it. Black shorts and of course the multicolored socks that are black in the front, pink in the back, and gray with the sort of lightning bolt schema in the middle. Bandits coming over in front of the coaching staff. Grace Potash there. Hard to see. It's a little bit obscured, but you see that. Lexi Riley figures to be getting the start in nets after Harper Keenan played the early game. Polar Bears in their white jerseys. They have blue numerals and a blue logo in front. On the sleeves, they have multicolored stripes, black on the top and bottom, blue in between with a gray. And that also is the case at the bottom of their jerseys. No names on the backs, of course. While this looks a little bit cleaner than what we've seen, where we have a good vantage point, but a big net that kind of obscures the HD part of what we're looking at. Julia Folia on the dot, Jesse Sperling near side wing, Mandy Scott on the far side wing, Shoemaker, Gromick, and Kepler on D. And we are underway for a moment, but the clock is set at 3 minutes. And of course, that just continues the problem of clock management here in the Dawg Daze of summer tournament and gathering, where we just can't seem to get it right. First game, we didn't have a clock at all. And now we are actually underway. Oh, Mandy Scott was going to grab that one and try to break in, but didn't quite get the handle. Comes through neutral ice, and now onto the near side. Folia picks it up. Barrett had a piece of it first, Daphne Barrett, and she gets it again. Sends it to the far side wall, bunted forward, and now the Polar Bears will move it into the offensive zone. Shoemaker Gromick is the first to get there, but she's hounded by 2 Polar Bears. And being hounded by bears is not a good thing, typically. And when they're Polar Bears, that's really not a good thing. But this is a hockey game, so it's much less lethal. Although all the players wear 2 knives on the bottom of each of their skates. Mandy Scott trying to break through. Gets through 2. Tries to get a backhander off. She's 1 on 5. Mandy Scott, the 1-woman forecheck there. Picked off almost by Gabby Rothstein, number 18. She's the right-handed version of the twins. Her left-handed sister, Olivia, is number 22 and plays defense. Camarada is going to pick this one up as he gains the zone on the far side, but lost it as she tried to chip dump it. There's Olivia Rothstein right there, retreating, waiting, lifting the puck. She had a lifter like that yesterday, a backhand lifter in the other rink in Northford, Connecticut, that went off of one of the pipes in the ceiling. And that is a treat to watch, like Alexei Kasatonov on the early 90s Devils. Wrist shot fired wide of Samuelson, who is in nets for the Polar Bears, at least to start with. typically what the teams have done is they've split games between their goaltender tandems by game. We did see one where the teams split their goaltenders down the middle in the game. So we'll see what the Polar Bears decide to do. The Bandits are almost certainly going to split it game by game here, and we'll see what they do tomorrow, which is the 5th game. Polar Bears move it in, up the right wing, looking toward the middle. Couldn't get it quite through. Rebuffed over there. Moved up and now out. And they play with it between the defense pairs. Lepore over to Shida. Up the middle. They move it forward. There's a 14 on there. I don't have a number 14, so I'm sorry, number 14. Not on a roster that I have. If that was a 14. Yeah, there's a 14 over there. Sorry, number 14. Don't know who you are. Defensive zone draw. Leah McSherry wins that, jumping into the lineup. And she's going to get a chance here. McSherry up the right wing, looking, turning, tries to center, can't get it through Shida, and it comes all the way out. Bandits have to retreat the zone. Ice still pretty slippery. You can see the wet glow of it at this point. Far side wall, they send it up and out. Otterbein will stay on to try to forecheck, but the icing happens and whistle stops play. 12:10 left, period 1, no score. Gabby Rothstein with Louisa Rizzo and Bella Bellin up front. Morgan Kepler and Olivia Rothstein on the back line, all lined up across on the face-off. Picked up there by Gabby Rothstein, looking to move it out, gets around a couple of defenders. Gabby Rothstein's going to break in. She's 2-on-3, has Rizzo there, and Bellin was the trailer. Near side wall, Kepler keeps it in, shovels it toward the net, but didn't get all the way there as the Polar Bears stepped into a lane. Rothstein picks it off. Rothstein banks it off the boards to herself, has Rizzo up the middle, and Bellin coming toward the slot if they could get it there. Bellin's going to pick this up. Rizzo's going to head toward the net, draw the defenseman. Oh, Bellin was looking to pass it to Rizzo, but had to change her mind as the defenseman played the pass and not the player. Takes a hit up high, still battling with it. Tried to get it in front, couldn't quite do it, and it comes to the near side wall. Picked off by Gabby Rothstein for a moment, sent all the way down. Lexi Riley is going to hug the post and let it go wide for the icing. Folia will jump out there with Sperling and Scott. And in the right dot, it looks like Mandy Scott has been taking the face-offs. And in the left dot, it's Julia Folia. Folia usually centering the line. So they align that way just for the face-off and then quickly go back into the posture of having Folia as the center and Sperling on the left wing with Scott on the right side. 11 minutes left, first period, no score. Is it no score, or is the score 0-0? Mandy Scott doesn't care. She's trying to move it and get it out of there and trying to get her second break. Just couldn't get past that last defender. Shot goes wide. Centering feed. Picked away by Fernanda Venuto. She spins, looking for time. Sends it toward the near side wall, banked it off for Scott, who banks it off the boards and gets it out. Venuto with Kira Redmond on D on that shift, and Redmond, after getting a little banged up yesterday, sat out the early game today, but she's back in there, number 71 in the dark jerseys. Sherry, McNulty, and Camarada on this line. So with an uneven number of forwards, it looks like they're going to have to do some fancy jockeying here and there. I don't know that we'll see lines as consistent as the ones that we saw in the first 3 games. There was some movement, but most of the groups were similar throughout. Here now with this strange number of forwards, gets a little difficult, and the coaches are still trying to figure out who works best with who and who's doing what. So Camarada gets through traffic, lost it there, tried to keep it back to herself, couldn't quite do it, as Bouvet had knocked it away for a moment. Moved forward, they pick it up, and now moving to the near side. This is Bouvet again, and she takes it into the offensive zone, looking maybe to drop it over there, just out of picture. Slap shot by, well, there's a 5 or is that a 50? Gagnon, looked like Gagnon had the slapper and she hit it off of Maneki, her teammate. Friendly fire, but it stayed away from the net. Shoemaker-Gromick plays catch with Kepler. Kepler trying to gain the line of center before she fires it down. Looked like she was about a foot short, but they give her the benefit of the doubt. That'll help the Bandits as McSherry picks it up. Otterbein was streaking into the picture and down the middle, but didn't get the yell kind of quick enough or loud enough for McSherry to make the play. McSherry on the far wing tries to move it forward. Claus is going to be the first in pursuit as a couple on the line change, or just one on the line changes. Rothstein jumps out there, and she's in the middle of Otterbein and Claus. Lifted toward the net. Otterbein sweeps it away after Kepler got a piece. D'Souza sends it down low. D'Souza at the point, looking to get it through traffic, sends it in there gingerly, and Olivia Rothstein let it go, as did Carly Guarino for the Polar Bears. That one comes out and right back in. And Guarino guilty of manufacturing the offsides there. The lines here in the red rink at Champions Skating Center are not bright. They are faint. So if a player is thinking, hey, maybe I can get away with an offside if that puck goes a couple of inches over the line because maybe the refs can't see it, if I can't really see it, probably a decent chance to take. An offside doesn't cost you too much. Here comes Gabby Rothstein, gets down low, wrist shot, save, rebound came to the right side and wouldn't sit down for her. Aaron Samuelson got a piece of it. She had to shrug it and use the upper part of the body and not the glove to get that one. Couldn't corral it. Olivia Rothstein, far side wing, missed the breakout pass, but they do get it out of the zone. Polar Bears regroup in their own end and play catch between D, but not well. If that was a catch with a softball or a baseball, you'd be running 63 feet to go chase it down. But in hockey, you have boards, and so when you miss a pass, you have to be concerned with where the rebound is. Redmond was looking to hit Rizzo with a long pass, and if you're a fan of the channel, that Redmond to Rizzo bomb is the first thing that plays when you jump on Rizzo Vision. It's maybe a little bit annoying at this point, but you know, whatever. Deal with it, people. Otterbein picks it off, leaves it for Rizzo. Rizzo tried to tip it past. That one was sent back in off of a Polar Bear skate, so I don't know why that would be called offside. It looked like the Polar Bears had exited the zone, but maybe I missed it. It looked like the Polar Bears had gotten onside and the Polar Bears was the one who kicked it back in. Maybe they weren't. I'm not watching a monitor, which is my phone, so much as I'm watching the players, and every now and then the monitor gets in my line of sight, so I can't actually see precisely what happened, but you know, when I can't, then I just make it up. Battled for just out of picture maybe at some point. Shot knocked away by Venuto. She's going to try to break out with Rizzo. They're 2 on 3. Fernanda tries to move it in further, and Rizzo gets the force there and was looking to help McSherry force the turnover. They blunted the breakout and eventually get the puck back in the defensive zone. Shoemaker Gromick looking to hit Rizzo with the home run. The Polar Bear player knocked it down, but they're getting close to getting behind the D here. And we'll see if that can change the score. Right now it's 0-0, 5:43 left in the first period. That one sent in for the offside, and they'll face it off just outside of the zone. Folia with Sperling and Scott. That trio has stayed together so far in this game. Comes into the near side corner. Folia and Scott combine to force the turnover. They battle for it there, and Folia eventually smacks it further into the zone, but they can't keep it there. Olivia Rothstein retreats, chips it off the boards for Jessie Sperling. Julia Folia there trying to help dig it out. It comes toward the middle. Barrett was over there trying to move the puck in for the Polar Bears. Samuelson corrals that shot, was looking to play it as it came off of the stick. I didn't even hear a whistle. Like, maybe I just didn't hear that. It didn't. It was a very faint whistle, if one at all. The players all stopped. That doesn't mean that there was a whistle, but that one was more distinctive. Stepping through to steal the face-off was Cameron Beauvais. She got it into the offensive zone, but then it's taken out of there. Whack-a-mole happening. Gagnon was one who did it for the Polar Bears, and Sperling was one who did it for the Bandits. Morello sends it into the offensive zone. Kepler, just out of picture, is able to get a piece of it and move it forward. Kick there and eventually out of the zone. Sperling trying to play it into a better spot where somebody could grab it and get moving, but at least affects the change. McNulty was streaking off the bench, and if that pass had come a moment later, she would have been probably walking in with one defenseman to beat. Kepler was looking for McNulty on the other side. It was knocked down by one or two Polar Bears, and Connecticut picks it up, trying to get down low. Backhand right pad save, Lexi Riley. Hasn't had a lot of action, but she was ready for that one, and she kept that toe out there long enough. Gabby Rothstein tries to get through two. Leaves it for Camerata, set in front, McNulty backhand, oh, it was going in, but Erin Samuelson had the glove along the ice, and she scooped it up, denying McNulty the first goal of the game. Scoreless, 34 left first period. Game number 3, or 4 rather. Game number 2 of the day, 4 of the Dawg Daze of Summer tournament. Not as much a tournament as that D-to-D pass is picked off by the unnamed number 14 who gets in, and Riley, as Kira Redmond pursued the player, was able to make the left pad save. Camerata just picks it right off of the stick of Guarino and forces the Polar Bears to retreat. She's going to get this errant pass now. Centering feed, didn't get it all the way through traffic, was looking for McNulty or Gabby Rothstein if it had gotten all the way through. Left side wing, Venuto puts a stop to the rush immediately, using the long reach and then the body. Centering feed, Redmond got a piece of the player, and Lexi Riley got a piece of the puck with her stick. Bandits D has been tight. They've allowed 3 each game, but they're playing top flight teams here in the red division, and that's a good defensive effort against some teams that could really put numbers up on the board. Here comes Otterbein. She's trying to move it forward and get through Lepore, but Amanda Lepore holds her ground long enough. That one's sent down. It's going to be an icing unless the laws of physics cease to exist, as they did in My Cousin Vinny, in the opinion of one of the witnesses, where they could cook a grit in under 5 minutes, and no proud Southerner would ever eat instant grits. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Okay, enough grit talk. Let's see if the grit on the ice translates into a goal for the New Jersey Bandits. Otterbein chasing in the corner. Claus is over there. McSherry was waiting for that puck to pop out, and she would have walked right toward the net if it did. Polar Bears break out, but not on completed passes. Shoemaker-Gromick pounds the puck forward. And again, we're playing a little ping pong here as the two teams battle for possession. Sent in. Gagnon behind her own net. Riley Gagnon with the cool spelling of Riley that I haven't really seen. R-Y-L-E-G-H. Number 5 in white. Puck goes out of play, and because it was off of a Bandit stick, they'll face it off outside the zone. Stepping in and sending it in was Mary Stowe. Up the near side wall. It gets to the point. Mandy Scott trying to break out. Sends it toward the middle for Sperling. And just getting a piece of it was Shida. Mana Shida was inches away. She had to make that play and make it perfectly. Otherwise, Sperling would have walked in. Sperling trying to get around the D. She does. Nowhere much to go. Looking for somebody in front. Scott's there. Foley is there. Redmond keeps it in between the points. Oh, it trickled through 3 players. It needed to trickle through 1 more, and Jessie Sperling would have been alone with Erin Samuelson. And she would have been looking to put a puck behind her. 48 seconds left first period. Redirection attempt in front. Gagnon got a piece of Sperling's stick before Sperling could send it in the direction she wanted. Flat tire as the puck comes out of the zone. Rebecca Shadlin took a spill there. Clock still moving. Everybody yelling clock, clock, clock. Ref saying put 6 more seconds back on there, and he does. Well, he put 5, but that's fair enough. 32.2. The .2 could come into play if the puck is crossing the net. Crossing the line into the net at the end of the period in the waning moments, but we'll see how the next 24 seconds play out. Polar Bears bring it in. Leaving it at the point. One-timer deflected through traffic. D'Souza teed that one up and fired it. Now down to 10 seconds left in the period. Bandits need to just get it out at this point. They're going to do that. Sperling to Scott. Scott's going to gain the line of center. She just sends it at the net just in case. If Erin Samuelson wasn't there, that puck would have gone in, and it would have gone in time. Instead, we play 1 period, and it is a 0-0 stalemate. And the teams look pretty evenly matched here. They'll meet again, I believe, in a couple of weeks. Grace Potash using the whiteboard, you can kind of see it, to describe what's going on. Drawing a few laughs over there. Maybe just out of view or not so much. Amanda Linklater standing on the bench, and Tim Kepler. Between periods, what we love is when people throw stuff up in the comments. Please be civil and positive and happy that we get to watch our daughters, our granddaughters, our great-granddaughters, our nieces, our friends, our sisters, or if you're watching on demand, yourselves. The sorority of girls hockey players is an exclusive one. And all these girls, no matter which jerseys they are wearing, are part of it. And Rizzo Vision does its little part here in that corner of the online world to help bring it to you and support the cause. So we're glad to do that. Aaron Samuelson will now guard the goal to your YouTube left. Lexi Riley, 32. Will protect the one to the right and tap her best friends, the posts and the crossbar. Gabby Rothstein up front with Izzy Camerata and Maeve McNulty. Morgan Kepler and Logan Shoemaker-Gromick on defense. And Rothstein beats Shadlin on the faceoff, and we're underway in period 2. No score. The first goal could change the complexion of this game. It's been a good one so far. Evenly matched and a real battle for possession. Whoever can get extended possession in the offensive zone is probably going to be the first one to dent the net. Neither team has really been able to do it. There have been some good possessions. There's been a lot of neutral zone play and a lot of ping-ponging of the puck. So a nice long possession where you could wear the other team out, especially in the second period, which is the period of the long change, could be the elixir that turns this from a scoreless game into a score-full one. Lexi Riley doesn't want any to go by her, and she emphatically makes that case by throwing herself forward and covering up a loose puck. What does the period of the long change mean? It means that your defensive zone is on the opposite side of the red line from your bench. So if you can change while on offense, that's great. That one goes through the crease, and Folia was looking to get a piece. Sperling up to Scott, who chips it for Folia, who tries to get in. Wrist shot, saved by Samuelson. On that previous offering, I don't know if Samuelson had to make a save. Folia to Sperling, and she blasts one that Samuelson gets with the stick. Coming out of the corner, the Polar Bears are going to pick it up and they're going to bring it out. Penny Sperling has checked in on the comments. Wrist shot, loose in front. Riley doesn't see it. And Olivia Rothstein used her body to protect one of the Polar Bears from getting at that puck before Riley could realize where it was and cover it up. Defensive zone draw. McSherry will take it. Rizzo and Bellin on the wings. Benuto on D picks it up with Shoemaker-Gromick over there and sends it to Logan. Weird spot on the boards over there. Shoemaker-Gromick got sort of impeded by physics. Rizzo breaks one up in the middle. It comes to the top of the slot. Wrist shot, save, and they hold on. Monashita was looking to get that one through traffic, and she did, but Lexi Riley saw it and stopped it. We'll do it all over again. The players on the right side were cheating way in. Wrist shot from a long way out. Stopped by Riley. Rizzo and Bellin are close to getting a break out of this thing, and Venuto's ready to feed them if she recovers that puck. They're going to change the forward line, though. Face-off won by the Polar Bears. Near side corner. Lair sent it toward the middle, was looking for Quinn Cunningham, didn't quite get through. Cunningham's got to watch it there. She's a close way away from getting a hooking penalty. Pop up, no infield fly rule called, but Samuelson catches it anyway and the runners don't advance. Nice comment by Kenny Sperling. Nice job. I'm outscoring the offense, Kenny. I don't know about that, but let's go Bandits. I know about that, that's for sure. Offensive zone draw. Abby Rothstein didn't win it, but the Polar Bear player who jumped in sent it right to her sister. Polar Bears bring it out. Otterbein got dumped behind the play, or maybe just ran into somebody. That one was going to exceed the crossbar, but Lexi Riley likes to flash the leather, and she does it there and prevents the puck from staying in possession in the defensive zone, so they'll face it off again. Clock was still ticking, so they add back 5 seconds again. Bandits win the face-off. They move it up the near side. Claus was trying to shovel it forward, but on the curl of her stick, one of the Polar Bears caught up, and they'll have to try to do it again. Otterbein off the boards on the far side. Chasing after it there is Gabby Rothstein off the boards on the far end. The Polar Bears try to move it to get it out. Scramble of players. Claus sent it forward. Otterbein's trying to meet it at the other side, forces the player to go up the middle, and she does, so she's had to get some juice going, but Sadlin was able to get through a lot of players. That one centered in front. It pops up, and Lexi Riley grabs it. Shadlin against Folia for the face-off. That one goes to Folia. Redmond shovels it to the near side. Sperling's got to hang there like a quarterback waiting in the pocket for the receiver to get open, but in this case she's just waiting for the puck to get there. Not the breakout that they were looking for, but they get it out of the zone. And here comes the march of the Polar Bears, trying to send it down the middle with Sophia Franzi, but it gets knocked away as the Bandits defend. Near side wall, they battle for it. It's been a tight one here. There's a shot that didn't have a lot on it, but Maddie D'Souza decided to take it anyway and force the face-off. We've seen a lot of face-offs in this game, a lot of frozen pucks, shots maybe not of the highest quality, but teams trying to put the puck on net and seeing if something good happens. Bandits lost the face-off but won the possession. That's just how it goes sometimes. Polar Bears bring it in. Conchata has it for a moment. Lost it. Comes to the point. D'Souza couldn't get it and retreats it back into her own zone. Defenders crisscross, so D'Souza could get a little jump start there, courtesy of Lepore. D'Souza still with it, tries to get it toward the net, does get it toward the net, but is forced to go behind. Still with it. Pass went off of Mandy Scott's skates, but the Polar Bears are establishing possession, and just as soon as they do that, Scott gets it out, she gets dumped, and the Bandits are going to go on the power play for the interference call. They call interference or checking, we'll see. And the guilty party in white is going to be the unnamed number 14. Okay, so the one person whose name I do not have is the one getting the penalty, so you got off easy, kid. Rothstein on the dot, McNulty in the slot, Camerata on the half boards is going to chase that one down. Shoemaker Gromick on the left point. Kepler, who has it there on the right point. They're going to set up Shoemaker Gromick, pulls the trigger, blocker saved by Samuelson, comes to the near corner. Penalties are 1.5 minutes in this tournament because the periods are 15 minutes. McNulty to Shoemaker Gromick. Kepler racing to get that pass. It's loose in front after it hit a couple of people in front, and shepherding it out is Beauvais. She's going to dump it to herself. Icing in effect in all situations here, so you can't just fire it down when you're shorthanded. Gabby Rothstein didn't quite receive the pass perfectly, so we're trying to reestablish the offensive zone possession here with 34 seconds left in the power play. Scramble at the right point. McNulty finally gets a hold of it and sends it down low. It's a chase move to the near side corner. Polar Bears get there first. Bandits get possession. Shoemaker-Grolmick, who's trying to send it deep, plays ping pong with Sheeta. And eventually the Bandits get it down low, but only 9 seconds here to work with on the man advantage. Let's see what they could do with it. Folia with it. Backdoor Camerata flashing there. Camerata's open. Oh, the pass just came too late. Camerata was begging for it, but maybe Folia couldn't see it, and they're going to go right back on the power play as McNulty gets checked. Cross check is the call. Looks like Sheeta is going to be the one to go into the box. Rather, it is Gagnon, Riley Gagnon on the cross check to Maeve McNulty. And as soon as the power play ends, they have another one. So let's see if the Bandits can dent the scoreboard here. It's 0-0. There's 8:28 left in the second period. They win the face-off. Sperling has it. The pass to Rothstein was not there. Sperling gets in, shoots, one save by Samuelson, and she covers up. Folia on the dot, Scott in the slot, Sperling on the near side wing. Fired down, kept in by Venuto, sent it toward the net, didn't quite get it through traffic. Polar Bears trying to get it up the zone, but can't get it out. Not much there except for an icing opportunity, but it hits the back of a player on her own team, and now they bring it in, trying to get through all the way down, and smacked away by Sperling at the last second as Daphne Barrett just kept going. It's like one of those where, hey, if nobody's stopping you, just keep going. And she did. She had a dangle there and got it all the way down low, but eventually lost the handle, and Sperling swatted her away. Sperling regains it now in the offensive zone, trying to tee up Folia, who turns like she's in a phone booth to make contact with the puck. This puck taking a roll and a stroll and an icing call. So the Bandits now on their second of back-to-back power plays have 29 seconds to work with. And they'll do it with Rothstein on the dot, Camerata on the far boards, McNulty in the slot. Face off one to the point. Kepler looking to find somebody down low, sends it through traffic. Samuelson saw it for long enough and got the right pad on it, and Beauvais gets it out of the zone. Bandits have to restart, but that's sent in offside. 11 seconds. That's still enough time for a rush, maybe not for a full power play setup. Refs should let that go. That's plenty of time for them to change as the home team, but they don't have enough out there, and now they will get the full complement of players out there. Home team gets the final change, and the Bandits are designated as that. Otterbein lined up completely a foot offside. Nobody told her no, and she won the faceoff for her teammate as a result. Time is going to expire on the power play as Otterbein tries to center it. They still have possession. Maneke jumped on for the penalized player since the penalty box and the benches are adjacent. It's very easy to do. And the Polar Bears have killed off 3 minutes of power play time. Marching down the middle, wrist shot after a great move. Manashita just couldn't convert it there. This one's going to be sent down for an icing, although that puck is dying on its end, and boy, it just made it. If that was Bocce somebody would be a star player. Sheeta goes to the bench, and she really had a beautiful rush, and her coach is looking at her and saying, you do all the work and then you don't hit the net. Well, she was trying to beat Lexi Riley, who doesn't give you much. And she hasn't given any so far. As we play on into the deeper reaches of the second period, now 6:15 remaining in a scoreless game. Wrist shot through traffic. Riley knocks it down with the bright Bandit logo on the front of her jersey and covers it up as it hits the ice. McSherry on the dot, wins that face-off and allows Claus to step in. Claus was moving the puck forward but didn't maintain it. Lost her edge right there, and Bandits are dealing with a possession down low. Redmond uses the skates to shield off the stick of Guarino, who was most dangerous in that posture there, and then giving Riley time to cover it up. We're going to change out the line. Folia in a face-off battle. Sperling jumps in to win it. Chips it off the boards to herself. Sperling has Scott down the middle. Centers it for Scott. Samuelson got a piece of it before it could pass. Folia with the shot. Samuelson saved it with the cage of her face mask. Like a dolphin using the fin to propel itself out of the water, Samuelson was down, and she somehow threw her head up long enough, fluttered it there, and used the cage right in front of her two eyes to knock that one away like a header. She headed it out of the way. That was the Bandits' best chance, and the best chance by either team this game. So Aaron Samuelson with a huge save right there to keep it 0-0. And our stat keeper tells me here that this is the 967th face-off we've had in this game. Oh, and there's going to be a penalty right there. They're going to call Shoemaker Gromick for the check, it looks like. So Shoemaker Gromick heads to the penalty box, and the Bandits have their first penalty kill of the game. Rothstein and Camarada will be up front, and Rothstein and Venuto will be on the back line. So a pair of righties up front, a pair of southpaws on the back line to kill it off with 5:12 left in period number 2, and no score in the game, and Gabby Rothstein wins the faceoff. Venuto fires it off the boards, but it hit one of the stanchions and didn't go around the way she wanted it to. Had it not hit that, it would have cleared itself all the way. Polar Bears trying to set up, point shot. Got through one, but not all at the net. Wrist shot through traffic, caught and held by Riley. Sadlin teed that one up, got it all the way through, but didn't have a stoppage. Clock still running. And now one of the parents yelling at the clock keeper to pay attention. Put the time back to 4:41 in the period and 55 on the power play. The Polar Bear parents want every bit of power play time. The Bandits parents weren't going to say anything. They'd let that thing run down until forever. Polar Bear setting it up, teeing up a wrist shot. Riley saved it with the protective piece at the bottom of the mask and covered it up, as Bryn Cunningham was teeing that one up from the right dot. Ref tells the timekeeper to put it at 37, which was 1 second. He basically just waits a second to start the clock, and Nobody has missed any time here. Polar Bears trying to set it up. Trying to work the cycle over there. Defenseman pinching in. On the backside is Cunningham, but they don't see her. Walking out in front. Backdoor wrist shot. Riley got the pad over there. They did the left and right move from in front. Right in through a lot of traffic they can't get it through. Scott trying to get there. Venuto's going to pick this one up. A little light on the back line here as Shoemaker-Gromick jumps onto the bench and Maeve McNulty jumps into the fray. The penalties have been killed. 2 by the Polar Bears, 1 by the Bandits. 0-0 still. 3:30 left period 2. Julia Folia trying to break in on the left wing. Impeded there, but still has it. Change still happening here. Rothstein tries to jump off and they complete the defense change as Shoemaker-Gromick is back with Venuto. Stays. Did the puck for Shoemaker-Gromick by Riley. Now moved forward and into the zone. Scott has it. Powered and pounded now into the zone on the left side. Chipped forward, a couple of Polar Bears there. They're going to try to break out. Scott got a piece of it, but couldn't slow down Sadlin all the way. Sadlin getting close. Her shot was blocked by Shoemaker-Gromick. McNulty chips it up the boards on the far side. And here comes McSherry. Mia McSherry 1-on-3. Now she's just got to dump it. That'll help the change be completed. Rizzo darting after the puck, and the player gets a piece of the puck a little bit and then a piece of the player. Here comes Bouvet. She's trying to get through Shoemaker-Gromick, had to give it up to get it back, sends it to the point. There's a shot and it goes all the way wide. There was a double screen in front, one by the Polar Bears and one by the Bandits, but the puck flew wide, so it didn't matter. Trying to break out were the Bandits, but the puck didn't come quickly enough for them. Near side wall, puck battle there. Trying to spin is Sadlin. She gets it in deeper. Sadlin and Rizzo battle for it over there. Eventually somebody gets a piece of it and sends it through the middle. That was Manchada. Taylor Manchada, not Acuna Makata. Bellin has to shrug off one, gets it to the near side wall. Rizzo's got a little space there and will leave it for McSherry. Back for Rizzo. Kepler's going to grab it now, send it along the far side wall. Bellin is high, and let's see if she can get it out. Sends it back in. Shoemaker-Gromick's got to pick it up. Gaggle over there. Standing sentry in the middle are Kepler in front of her netminder, and Rizzo making sure the defenseman can't come in. McSherry's going to find Rizzo. She lets it go through the wicket. She's going to try to chase it down and gets there to negate the icing. Centers it in front. Rothstein's coming in. Rizzo skates to the bench at the end of the shift, and Sperling jumps on for her. Sperling joins the picture on the left. Camarada's looking to spring her, but great D, great positional D by Carly Guarino. She just basically prevented Izzy Camarada from sending Jessie Sperling in alone. Sperling looking for someone anyway. Has to leave it for Camarada. Camarada gets dumped, loses it. Sent off the far side wall. Gabby Rothstein's there using the stick and the feet. She's 1-on-3 though. Camarada battling there. Gets turned and pushed down. Still battling for it though as they keep the possession in the offensive zone. And time runs out. They were pressing. They were close. They didn't convert. But it's 0-0 heading into the third. If, and it's a big if, the game finishes in a tie in regulation, there will immediately be a 3-person shootout. A 3-inning shootout, essentially, just like the ones in the NHL. So as we tick down the moments between the periods, we'd like to remind you to subscribe and hit the alerts button, and every time we go live or upload a better copy of the games, which we try to do each and every time we have one, where possible, then you will be in the know. And you're supporting the overall cause, we like to think of it as bringing girls hockey to the forefront. It's a tougher road for the girls. They don't get, in most cases, the best ice slots. They have to fight the boys teams for any kind of prominence. So when you have a tournament here like the NGHL does for the Dawg Daze of summer, it's great to see the girls front and center. And the Beantown Classic, which we saw at the end of July, does the same thing. It is a small sorority, girls hockey. Who has the magic in their stick for period 3? To start with, Folia, Scott, and Sperling up front. Shoemaker, Gromick, and Venuto on the back line. The stars so far have been Lexi Riley over there, who defends the net to your YouTube left, and Erin Samuelson, who is trying to keep a clean sheet for the Polar Bears. Lear versus Folia. We are underway in the third. 0-0. Puck moved in front. Shoemaker Gromick shoves down the battling player there, but Riley jumps in to make the save. A lot of face-offs, a lot of stoppages. Both teams really trying to grind this one out. Foley wins the face-off to herself, trying to break out 3-on-2. Oh, big play right there by Morello. Wrist shot, Riley save, rebound, somebody got a piece. Shoemaker Gromick got the stick blade on it just in time. Otherwise, it's 1-0. Close calls abound, down the middle, wrist shot goes wide for Morello. Remy Morello had some good chances there. She almost generated a goal. Here comes Mandy Scott, one-on-one, getting in the middle, wrist shot. Samuelson kicked it out, it looked like. It sounded like it hit the pads, and it went wide. Shoemaker Gromick sends it forward, and saying that it's going to be a face-off all the way down on the other side of the neutral zone, because of where it was shot from, and into the bench. Battle for on the far side wall. Gabby Rothstein retreating back to get there. Ends up the near side wall. Battled for behind the end line there. Gabby Rothstein with it, loses it for a moment. Shadlin looking, centering, but Olivia Rothstein right in the right place at the right time. Grabs it, moves it forward, sends it to McNulty in the middle. A little too much sauce on that one. And the Polar Bears send it in. Kepler comes to the near side wall. And the Bandits break out, they can't, as Lepore pounds it back into the zone. Sadland was there, Lepore now. Over to D'Souza. Wrist shot from a far away. Riley knocks it down. Kepler couldn't quite get the clear. The puck was on its end and sort of spinning. And Kepler didn't get a true clear out of it, but none the worse for wear. Camarada comes up, one Bandit with 5 white jerseys in the picture. Not great odds, but sometimes Camarada defies them. Here comes Venuto. She gets it into the zone, was looking for Camerata. This is going to be a 2-on-1, and it's a delayed penalty. Or is it? Oh no, I thought the goalie was rushing to the net. Scramble in front, McSherry got a piece of somebody, and Redmond got the other piece. Camerata sends it across for Claus in pursuit, hoping to force Lepore off the puck, but Lepore keeps it. Comes up to the far side wall. Still with it. Polar Bears have to retreat in order to get the puck back in if they can. A lot of neutral zone play in this game. Who is going to be the one to break out of there and end this 0-0 tie? 11:52 left now. And it's a big if it goes to a tie in regulation, they go right to a shootout. 3-inning shootout. Below the end line, McSherry sweeps down to get it, trying to break out with Claus. Banked off the boards, a little too strong for Claus, didn't catch her in stride. Banked right back down. Venuto with the long reach is able to knock it down. Sends it over to Shoemaker Gromick, who deftly knocks it down with the skate and then gets it on the stick. Pop up off the stick of Guarino, who now picks it up and brings it into the zone. Down low, they're looking to get it to somebody in front. There's two in front, well now one, and now none. Venuto's waiting for that puck to come out to anywhere. It's sent out, it's an icing, but it's not going to be nearly enough momentum on that puck for an actual icing like that one is. And with 10:52 left in a scoreless tie, the Bandits have an offensive zone draw. Folio will take it on the left circle there. Folio on the dot, Scott in the slot, Sperling on the far side. Shoemaker Gromick at the point, Kepler in the middle. Folio brings it right in herself, got a shot off but didn't get it on net. Samuelson was there and took away the angle. Scott takes a one-timer but sends it wide. Sperling in pursuit to try to keep it in. Shoemaker Gromick does that at the point. It goes out, but all the Bandits are out of the zone, so even if she moves it forward, she's still in good shape. Sends it off the wall to herself, and just 3 Polar Bears is one too many for her. Picked up there, moved at the net, saved by Riley with the glove, and she hangs on. Mary Stowe got low. She was looking for the short side, and Lexi just gave her nothing. 10:19 left in the scoreless tie. Loose in front. Scott really had to make that play, otherwise Riley was going to be left alone. And she did. Mandy Scott sends it up the middle for Jesse Sperling. 1-on-4. Jesse gets through them all. Gets hooked, no call. And they play on. 3 penalties in the game. 2 to the Polar Bears, 1 to the Bandits. No scoring as of yet. But 9:50 to decide that. Loose in front and knocked away, cleared off the cleats. Here comes Bellin. She loses it there, tries to move it forward, can't get the handle, trying to plow through everybody, and the Polar Bears pick it up. Redmond steps into a lane, picks it up, and the puck just sits there for Sperling, who calmly sends it forward to Gabby Rothstein, who moves it into the zone. Rizzo off the bench, streaking late. Shot, kicked away. Bellin was in front. Rothstein there. Rizzo comes in to sweep it away. Going to try to center it. Gets it to Bellin. Bellin backhand to Rizzo. Rizzo shoots. It's loose in front and covered by Samuelson. Rizzo, Bellin, and Rothstein worked the cycle out of the corner. Rizzo got in front. A golden opportunity. Was trying to get it between the pads. Had it in there. Samuelson didn't know she had it, and she locked up the pads before anybody could poke it back in. Face off, smacked all the way down. It's not going to be an icing. It's a foot race sent off the skate of Olivia Rothstein by the stick of Taylor Manchada. Near side wall, Olivia Rothstein still has it, still rolling with it. So who is going to be the one to get the golden goal? It was almost Rizzo right there. Who is it now? Is it Otterbein? She's got it. Claus is out there. Sent up the middle, too strong. Here comes Shoemaker Gromick. Is it going to be she that gets the magic one to break the scoreless tie? McSherry with a nice steal. Breaks in with Shoemaker Gromick. Puck won't sit down. Sent across on the dump by McSherry. Otterbein trying to get there. Polar Bears complete the dump. That should not have been an icing. It was tipped right at the red line. I could see it from here, but a beneficial call for the Bandits. One of the Polar Bears tipped it right at the red line over there, and they just didn't see it or didn't call it. I could even hear it. .8:11 remaining, scoreless. McSherry on the dot, Otterbein in the slot, Claus on the half boards. Claus was there, but the Polar Bear was able to knock it out. Here comes Connecticut. Popped up. Still loose. Shoemaker Gromick swats it away from Remy Morello. Morello's had some good chances in this game where she created them. Good job by Venuto right there with the stiff arm. She gave her player the Heisman right there, Fernanda Venuto. Hustling to blunt that shot was Venuto. Trying to tee it up. It would have gone wide, but Riley Gagnon sent it at the net. Forced Alexis Riley, totally different spellings of Riley, to make the save, even though it wasn't really a save, it was going wide. Venuto's going to hustle here. Let's see if she can get those Jets moving. Sends it forward for Otterbein, who touches it at center, no icing, so that effectively works as a dump. Otterbein in pursuit, takes a whack at the shin pads right there, no call. So still just 3 penalties in the game. Sent up, Ava Otterbein chips it forward into space. Folia and Sperling looking to break out, couldn't do it. Otterbein picks it up, banks it off the boards for Sperling, jumps off for a change. Mandy Scott jumps on. Scott is streaking into the play. If that puck pops out, it'll go to her, but it doesn't. Scott interrupts a pass, and it, thus not a clean break into the zone. Pushing, shoving, Sperling gets a piece. Sperling just makes sure to get it out of the zone now with 6:21 left in the game. If it stays scoreless, they'll have a 3-inning shootout, but the Bandits don't want that. They want to finish this thing off in regulation. Both teams playing it just dead even here. A zillion face-offs, a lot of stoppages, but grit on both ends. One moment of brilliance will do it. Who is going to have it? Near side wall, Kepler kept in by D'Souza. Now they get it out. Maddie D'Souza sends it over for Lepore. Amanda Lepore will move it in, tee it up, wrist shot. Riley saw it all the way. Strapped it with the Bandits logo in the middle of her jersey and covered it with the catching glove. Gabby Rothstein up front with Maeve McNulty and Izzy Camerata. Olivia Rothstein off the face-off win by her sister. Brings it out. Needed a little help from Camerata, but she gets it, and they break in 3-3. McNulty trying to turn the corner. Leaves it for Rothstein as they try to work the cycle. Couldn't get it established quickly enough, and the Polar Bears get it out of the zone. Olivia Rothstein moves it up, and they get it out. Maeve McNulty was looking to move it forward, but it never got there. It goes back into the defensive zone, and that's an offside on Connecticut. 5:08 remaining, scoreless. Bandits in the dark jerseys, Connecticut Polar Bears in the white. Ooh, the D-to-D pass. If there wasn't enough juice on that, Izzy Camerata was going to be the one to break in. And these goalies have both been brilliant. It's not just enough to break in. You're going to have to beat somebody with a heck of a shot by the time you get there. Near side corner, they battle for it. Stowe had it. They move it up and out. Franzi with it now, looking for somewhere to go. Still has it. Eventually loses it, but picked up by Sadlin. Sadlin trying to get it on net, can't get it in there. So, picked up now by Venuto. Let's see if she can get moving. Gets through one. Let's see if Fernanda can get the Jets moving. Here comes Venuto, up the right wing. Comes toward the middle, was trying to get it to Camerata. Gonna tee this one up. Venuto, oh, she couldn't fire it off there. She was trying to either look for Camerata in the middle or maybe tee it up. She played center in the first game of this tournament and she shifted back to D since then. Fired around the boards, and for a second it looked like there was going to be a friendly goal there, an unfriendly goal. Ooh, collision between two players on the same team, Bellin and Redmond. That's going to allow the Bears to walk in. One-timer knocked down by the shin pads of Venuto. Still loose in front. Riley with the big save and covers up. So a little helter-skelter there on the collision. And with 3:29 left. And the Bandits go the length of the ice here. Make something happen. Lepore, wrist shot through traffic, redirected, and they score. They won the face-off. Amanda Lepore sent it through traffic. We'll see who takes the celly, and it is going to be Bryn Cunningham. So Bryn Cunningham had the deflection in front. Alexis Riley was down and in good position, and Cunningham got enough of a piece to send it up into the top corner of the net. So with 3:25 left now, the Bandits have to find a way to justly get that goal that they've earned. This game has been dead even, but now the Polar Bears have the advantage. Moved forward. Tipped away by McSherry. Claus is going to run in, but there's 5 Polar Bears around her looking for Otterbein. Otterbein in pursuit there. Kepler has it. Kepler over to Shoemaker Gromick there for Claus. Chips it for Gabby Rothstein, or Otterbein rather. Otterbein and Claus now working it. Claus now for Otterbein. McSherry trying to streak through the net. Had her stick hooked there and her run impeded. Goes to the point. Shoemaker Gromick trying to get between. Sends it for Claus. Claus centers for Otterbein. Otterbein back to Shoemaker Gromick. They have them high, so they should have 1 extra low. They have 3 down low to 2. Here's Otterbein. Shot. Didn't get it all the way through. McSherry trying to battle as the puck comes out. That's going to be, oh, they called no icing on that one. That looked like a clear icing, but maybe the ref thought it. One of the Bandits got a piece. Big chance there as the Polar Bears stayed high on defense, and the Bandits had 3 down low and 1 or 2 passes to complete in order to make that possibly a fruitful offensive possession. Whistle stops play with 1:57 left, and there is going to be a timeout on the Bandits side. For the soccer fans of the international calibers of play or the great many national leagues, they often talk about the just result of a game. And in this one, the just result feels like they end it 1-1 and go to a shootout. Of course, somebody gets to celebrate at the end of that, but a tie would be probably the most just result. However, the Wolfpack side would argue, the Polar Bear side would argue, that this is the just result and they'd love to keep it 1-0. So we'll see what happens here. This could be the first time that the Bandits have considered pulling the goaltender. They've had 2 games, the last 2, where there have been 2 goal deficits at about this time. but not with 1 goal. Lexi Riley does still occupy the net. It's not an offensive zone draw, but if it is, or they get possession, we'll keep an eye on Riley. She comes out a little bit high. Here's the face-off, and the Bandits power it into the offensive zone, but the Polar Bears get it right out. And they move it through neutral ice. That one's dumped in, and the Bandits are going to be forced to pick it up. Shoemaker Gromick leaves it for Folia, who sends it a long way for Sperling, and it goes all the way down for the icing. So they're trying to make a play there where you keep the left wing way up and you just send it, hoping to catch the defense unaware, but the Polar Bears had it sniffed out, and there's 100 seconds left for the Bandits to figure out that play or some other play. Shoemaker Gromick off the face-off win sends it to the near side wall, but the Polar Bears just send it right back. Here's Folia trying to corral it. There's some open ice here, and let's see if the Bandits can take advantage. Now it's moved up. Mandy Scott has one to beat, but she doesn't have a stride. Does keep it in. Folia looked like she got hooked right there as she was trying to go for the puck. No call. Sperling's going to pick it up. Try to send Scott in, but the Bandits just don't quite have the numbers here as we tick down. 3, 2, and 1 minute left in the game. Can the Bandits get the offensive zone possession that they need? That one offside, and let's see if they call the intentional offside. It looked like the referee was pointing all the way down, but it's not all the way down. 53.1. Riley remains in the net. Here comes Camerata, wrist shot, knocked down by Lepore. Riley deciding. Now she finally comes out, but it's too late. They lose possession. Got to pull the trigger a little earlier there, as soon as you get possession, pretty much. And here comes Rothstein, Gabby Rothstein. Now it's a 6-on-5. They have 26 seconds to work with. Shot saved by Samuelson, and she covers up. The Bandits will take that. 22.5 left. They have 6-on-5. The net is empty. McSherry on the dot. Rothstein in the slot along with Camerata. Loose lacrosse-style face-off. Pot shot at the empty net, and it goes in. And the Polar Bears are going to take this one. It's 2-0 now with 17.3 seconds left. And at this point, barring an absolute miracle, this one is going to go to Connecticut as Lexi Riley heads back into the net. McSherry with Rizzo and Bellin here for what would figure to be the final shift. Kepler off the face-off wins it, sends it to Rizzo, who tries to move it forward. Rizzo got it into the zone, but didn't have it with possession. 10 seconds left now, the dump goes in. Shoemaker Gromick is there. She's gonna try to tie up whoever she can. It comes to the near side wall, time expires, and the Bandits fall 2-0 to the Connecticut Polar Bears in a hard-fought game. Probably the Bandits' best of the tournament. They seem to keep improving every game, and that is what you are hoping for. One more of these. That will be Saturday at 9:20 a.m. Eastern Time when the Bandits take on the Connecticut Junior Eagles. So we'll see how that one goes. Offense has been a little bit of a struggle so far early on, but the competition has been worthy. And the flip side of that is that the defense has been stellar. 1 goal here at even strength and 1 into the empty net is certainly nothing to be ashamed of. And had one of those goals gotten in for the Bandits, it might have been a different result. That's going to do it for the second of the 2 doubleheaders. One more right here in Cromwell Saturday morning, and we will be glad to bring it to you. This is Joe Rizzo. Thanks again for watching New Jersey Bandits hockey on Rizzo Vision.